We locked 5 defenders with max current ability at a Vanarama National League South team to see if they could climb through the leagues and win some trophies. Well, today we're moving up the pitch and we're going to do midfielders. That's all there is to it. Let's jump in and see if this time things are different. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are here with Farnborough once again. We've got 5 midfielders, even though they play a 4-4-2, because we did 5 defenders last time. And when we do strikers, there will be 3, even though they only played 2. We've got 2 wingers, William and Wes. There is William with his mid-journey face, Wes with his lovely locks. Cameron, central attacking midfielder, or Cameron Cam, or Cam Cam. Is that copyright? You all know the Cam Cam tune. So yeah, we'll leave that there hanging without copyright restriction. Connor, central midfielder, as just a basic central midfielder, and of course David, defensive midfielder. So we've got 5 players. They all have 1 for versatility. Now, the reason we've got 1 for versatility is because I don't want them to just be retraining them to every single different position, so they just play all 5. They can persevere and play all 5 if they retrain them, but it's going to take them a long bloody time. And as we saw with the defenders, they never really managed to get all 5 of them on the pitch at the same time, which was a shame, because they should have been doing much better than they did. They got up there by hook or by crook with 1-0s and 0-0s, didn't they? They were awful in terms of goal scoring. I think it was the championship where they did like a full season and they got like 37 goals or something, and they finished like 7th. Anyway, go and watch that if you haven't seen it, because in my opinion, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, there's some good results in there, and yeah, quite interesting, I thought. So yeah, go and have a look. But this one is the midfield section of this little 3-part sort of series with Farnborough. So why Farnborough, I hear you ask? I don't know, just picked a random team at the Vanarama National League, North or South, and I chose Farnborough because there is no rhyme or reason. Now, of course, they do not have a transfer embargo, because I do want them to get the prize money and bring players into the club. They shouldn't need to bring any midfielders in, although they might, because they might need to do a bit of squad rotation. But Spencer Day likes to play a 4-4-2. I imagine 4 of the midfielders will line up across the midfield there. And you might notice, eagle-eyed viewers, I haven't just made them as wingers, attacking midfield right and left. I've also put them as midfield right and left, because I don't want to handcuff them so they're just sat on the bench, because how depressing would that be if they were just sat on the bench and they were playing some rubbish Vanarama National League South players that were like 70 current ability, and you got William and Wes just sat twiddling their thumbs, warming the bench, because they can't play the position. So all 5 of them have got a transfer to Saudi Arabia, Al Ittihad to be precise, for £75 million a pop. So that's 375. Is it? Yeah, £375 million. That's £375 million coming into the club at the end of the experiment in 2045. The players are not frozen in terms of their attributes, so they are 200 out of 200. They are max current ability, but they're not frozen. So as they enter their 30s, they will start to naturally degrade over time. So they've got to get to the Premier League and start to build a foundation for replacing them before they start to get rubbish. How quickly can they get to the Premier League? Well, let's start moving through the years and find out. Let's go to 2024 and see if they managed to go up from the Vanarama National League South at the first time of asking, because the media think they will. The media think they're going up first. Isn't it interesting how in the Media Dream 11, Cameron's not in there? Just saying. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Vanarama National League South was won by Farnborough and Torquay. 100 points in second place. Very unfortunate to have to go up via the playoffs, but they did manage to go up via the playoffs. Congratulations, Torquay. 150 goals scored for Farnborough. Just the 1 defeat. 3-1 to Torquay. Fair enough. 2 draws, Tunbridge and Dover, and 43 wins. Lots of goals. 150, as I say. The award winners, David, defensive midfielder, was player of the season with 20 goals and 33 assists. The top goal scorer was Wes Winger, who got 29. William Winger got 23, level with Aaron Jarvis. In terms of the players then, as you can see, David, defensive midfielder, played 44 times. Cameron, only 28. Only 28 times. 22 of them in the league, and only 12 were starts. 10 off the bench. Did very well when he did come off the bench, to be fair, but it seems like Cameron is the one that's going to be placed on the bench a little bit more than the others. Now, David, defensive midfielder, they've slotted him in at centre back as a makeshift centre back. So, if fair enough, and Cameron, obviously he's the sub merchant at the moment, coming off the bench a lot. He's come on up front. He's a makeshift striker, and he's also a makeshift left back and a right back. Just persevere with one of these positions. It doesn't matter where you put him. Just play him there half a season and he will almost certainly become adequate, competent, and then you'll be able to rock and roll. Although some attribute points will probably depreciate because it will exceed 200 out of 200 because of different attribute weightings. But we've been through that before. 4 caps, 1 goal for Northern Ireland. Of course, they are still all Northern Irish as they were last time. The reason I made them as Northern Irish is because I wanted just a random different nation, not England. And had to give them a cap so they didn't fall foul for work permits and all that jazz. William and Wes Winger, of course, Northern Ireland don't play wingers. Michael O'Neill, he was there the entire time last time and they barely got a game because they just don't play wingers. So, yeah, maybe I should have chosen Wales or Scotland. Jamie Donnelly, spoiler for the long overdue episode 2 of Leeds, just signed him. Great transfer window he had. Be a while before that comes out. Get a couple of episodes in the books. Anyway, that's another video. That's another video series. That's a let's play playthrough narrative thing. This is the world class midfield episode. So we're in the Vanarama National League, and how's the media expecting them to do? 20-1 on to go up as champions, and I think they bloody will, don't you? So let's jump forward to 2025 and see if they go up at the first time of asking. But before we do that, if I could just ask so kindly if you could subscribe to the channel. I'm marching on towards 10,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. So if you could subscribe, if you're not already, it would mean a lot to me. So thank you very much in advance. Now I've already thanked you. You are literally obligated to go ahead and subscribe. So yeah, mind games. Go and do it. Absolutely no surprise whatsoever. Farnborough have gone up as champions. 122 goals scored, 38 against, 115 points, 5 defeats. That is actually slightly surprising. Solihull Moors had their number. 2 wins for Solihull Moors, who finished mid-table. York, who finished second, unfortunately did not go up via the playoffs. That was Rochdale, who snuck their way up into League 2. Oldham with a 2-1 win, who also finished mid-table-ish. And Tranmere, bottom half, 17th. Well, there you go. Torquay, who came up with Farnborough, got relegated. Same points as Bournemouth and Aldershot. Goal difference was the difference maker down here. 3 teams on the same points. The drama. Awards. Player of the season was Wes Winger with 27 goals, 7 assists in 38 games. And the top goal scorer again was Wes Winger now. David, defensive midfielder, got 17, and Cameron Cam got 16 in 29. Top 3 were all our players. No one wanted to score this season. Spencer Day, absolutely loving life. Needs to get some better training facilities. Needs to get some better things in and amongst things. In terms of the players, this is what happened last time. Do you remember? All the players just buggered off. They had no squad. They had to blag their way up through the leagues with youth prospects and just these world-class players. Absolutely mental. Why aren't they signing players? They've got money. They've got 1.25 million in the budget. They've got 8k in wages. This is going to be the case for all 3 of these experiments with Farnborough, and I don't know why. Spencer Day, sack him. Get him sacked. So looking at the shortlist, of course, they are... William and Wes haven't been capped again. So that's just going to be the case, isn't it, all the way through? Cameron, David, and Connor have all been capped by Northern Ireland. Connor has been played as a makeshift striker, understandably. William has also been played as a makeshift striker. David has not been played more as a centre-back, I don't believe. You've got Wes also as a striker, and Cameron still as the fullbacks and striker combination. So we're in Sky Bet League 2. They've got no squad whatsoever. 5-1 on to go up. Will he do it? Let's find out. 2026, here we come. They did go up, and I think with the defenders, spoilers all over the place for the defenders one. If you've not seen it, you're just going to get spoilers all over the shop. So maybe go and watch it and then come back for this one. But I believe the defenders at this point went up by the playoffs, like finishing 6th and then blagged the way up via the playoffs. Well, 105 points here for Farnborough, top of the table by a country mile, 21 points ahead of Exeter, 7 defeats this time. Cambridge, Burton, Salford, Bradford, Cheltenham, Swindon and Sutton. So no team did the double, although Cheltenham managed to get a draw and a win against them. So Cheltenham probably did the best, and Cheltenham actually missed out on promotion because Bristol Rovers from 6th managed to go up via the playoffs. So yeah, we're in League 1 now at the first time of asking. The season preview says 11-10. We're going to finish 2nd. QPR evens to go up as champions. 1.28 million in the budget. Current wages 9.5k. Difference. The wage budget is 27k. So we've got 17,500 still to use. Oh, they've actually signed some players. Well, what a shock that is. They've actually signed some bloody players. Fair play to them. A lot of these are regens, and a lot of these are youngsters, as you can see, all from the youth team. But no, Harry Burgoyne, 29. Kane Wilson, 26. Real person. Mr. Kamara over here. Matt Crooks, again, real person. And Michael Rose, again, a real person. David, defensive midfielder. I do not even understand what that tit of a manager's doing. Like, what are you doing? You absolute knobhead. He's retrained David, defensive midfielder, to be awkward as a right midfielder. Do you have any idea how stupid you've got to be to try and retrain someone with one versatility to a position that you've already got 2 players out of 5 that can fucking play there? You absolute knob. Makeshift striker for William. Awkward striker for Wes. Fine. If you're going to retrain Wes as a striker, then you're going to retrain David as a right midfielder. Fine. Connor, still a makeshift striker. And I probably would say the wingers are probably best suited to being the strikers. Although, yeah, I mean, Cam, just play 5 in the middle. Just play 5 in the middle. Like, and preferred formation 4-4-2. Like, for me, I like to play asymmetric with one winger, or diamond, or 3 in the middle, like a weird concoction of things where I've got 2 up top and I don't play wingers very often. But if you drop me these 5 players, you better believe I'm going to have a central midfielder, a defensive midfielder, an attacking midfielder, and 2 bloody wingers. And that's one of my biggest bugbears about the AI managers on Football Manager. Their unwillingness to change their philosophy and preferred formations based on what they have at their disposal. Because you might have a preferred formation and it might take you a couple of seasons to get into that philosophy and formation. But if you went to a new team and it had, and like for me, if I went and took a job, if I was doing a journeyman save and they had loads of wingers, and I'm not really big into playing wingers, but I've not got enough central midfielders to accommodate and I'd have all the wingers rotting in the reserves, I would probably have to play wingers to sort of get my way through the first few months before I stamp my own authority on it. Same as this. Play all 5 of them. Rant over. 2027, here we come. Well, the media got it spot on. QPR up as champions and Farnborough up in second as the second automatic promotion team. 105 goals scored, hands down the best goals scoring record. 74 was QPR and Cardiff, who were joint second, but 63 goals against. If we look at the goals against, Farnborough are in the relegation zone, 4th worst defensive record in the league, which is surprising considering the midfielders should be shoring things up. They're playing 4-4-2, aren't they? You drop one in, bit more security. But of course, Spencer Day ain't going to change his philosophy because he's getting all the promotions because he's so good at managing. False, Spencer. False. Right. Anyway, they're up in second place. They're going to the championship, where the media think that they're going to finish 9th. They don't think they're going to go up as champions. Looking over the squad, then they've not signed loads of players. They've not done great in the transfer market, have they? Finley Herrick has just come in from Ipswich, goalkeeper. 1.4 million spent last season. David, defensive midfielder, is now competent at playing on the right of midfield. So what does that mean? Wes Winger, still only awkward as a striker. Like, please don't tell me you're playing David, defensive midfielder, on the right and then dropping one of the wingers, because that's just madness. And Wes and William still haven't played for Northern Ireland. 30 caps and 31 caps respectively for Connor, Cam and David. Michael O'Neill is still in charge of Northern Ireland. He's got a defensive midfielder, which he's playing as a defensive midfielder, and 2 central midfielders who he's playing as central midfielders. Absolutely fine. He's doing very well, I would expect. Actually not qualifying for tournaments. No tournament qualification at all. Dismal. Pretty dismal. Right, well, we're in the championship then, and there's no point dilly-dallying about it. We've still got quite a long way to go in this experiment. So let's go to 2028 and see how they got on in their first season in the championship. Well, they didn't finish 9th. They actually finished in 3rd. And again, you can see 60 goals conceded. You've got a handful of teams who've been worse in terms of defensively. 85 goals scored. Fantastic for Farnborough. Players Team of the Year. Well, only 3 of them have made it in. Top goal scorer. Well, Joe Taylor got 26 goals. It was Wes Winger with 20. We never looked at League One last time. It was Wes Winger who got Wes Winger's just the goal scorer, and he's absolutely fantastic as our Wesy boy. 120 and 206. Go on, Wes lad. 3rd, missed out in the playoffs. Coventry going up as playoff winners, and it was Coventry that knocked Farnborough out. 4-3 on aggregate in the semi-final. Preston beating Luton 4-3, and then it was Coventry on penalties beating Preston after a 2-2 draw. Fantastic stuff. Well, in terms of the squad, well, they've lost half the players, so it's looking even worse than before. Fantastic. Dom Baker, rubbish player. It's just disappointing, isn't it, the squad that they've got? I mean, Spencer Day, he's just £6.39 million. He's never once decided to upgrade the youth facilities, training facilities. You know, Spencer, just have a bit of proactivity and ask the board for something, you dickhead. £112,000 in wages they're not spending. They're in the Championship. They need to start signing some players. When they do, they start doing quite well. And it's Spencer Day's fault. He did it last time, and he'll do it again with the strikers. I'm sure he will. So we're just going to have to put up with it. There's no point changing it for a different team for the next experiment, because it's going to be fair for all three experiments. In terms of the Championship then, season preview this time, they think they're going to be bottom, 250 to 1. It does this, doesn't it, the season preview? They think they're going to be bottom. I'm telling you now, they won't be bottom. No chance will they be bottom. I wouldn't be surprised if they go up. 2029, here we come. Well, they've gone up. I thought they might go up. The media doesn't got a bloody clue. I know better than the media, and I've not even checked forward. The first time I'm seeing it, it's the first time you're seeing it, technically, even though I'm recording this well in advance, so you're not seeing it the same time as me, but you are seeing it for the first time on the same screen as I'm seeing it for the first time. It makes sense in my head. If it doesn't make sense in your head, allow it. Allow me to be tired and delirious. Second place, Farnborough, Premier League. Here they come. They are promoted now. Can they get relegated and Spencer to get sacked? That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Spencer to get sacked. Feel really bad wanting a guy to lose his job, but current wage of 98,500. Oh, hey, Odin Thiago Holm. Not a bad player. Was he a bit of a wonder kid? Couple of years ago, maybe not quite a wonder kid, but like one of those decent players that developed. It was probably like a 140 to 170 average range, and you know, if you got him on a good file and he got into the 160s, bit of a beast, wasn't he? I think maybe. Anyway, a few years ago, that maybe a couple of years, maybe. Well, he's 26 now. What? 6 years in, 20 in real life, maybe still sort of a bit there or thereabouts. Don't know what his range is on this one. Maybe it is on this one as well. Who knows? Waffling again. So they've made a few signings. They want to sell Duck for 6 million. Why? Oh, because a striker. I don't know what they're on about. Again, no one can. David, defensive midfielder, can finally play accomplished on the right of midfield. Doesn't look like anyone else has been playing in other positions to sort of become accomplished. William and Wes still not capped by Northern Ireland. Rubbish. Season preview, 1,000 to 1. Now I'm not saying that they're going to go and win the league. I'd be surprised if they did go down. I think they'll stay up. Annoyingly so, because I'd like them to go down so Spencer can get sacked, and then we can really start the experiment, because we're going to run out of time. If Spencer messes around and stays in the Premier League, and I mean, is he a club legend yet? Will, Wes, Connor, down, and Spencer Day, they're all legends. Like he's not getting sacked, is he? Old Spency. 2030, here we come. 14th he finished, and yeah, there he is. Spencer Day still absolutely representing. Training facilities up at 5. Finally, youth facilities up at 8. They've started investing. 12 million in the bank, 40 million in the budget. Remaining budget 4 million. Has he been buying players? Has he been spending some money? Oh, João Mario, but he right back. Jorginho Rutter, formerly of Leeds, currently of Leeds, on my save file. Dwight McNeil. I mean, if you're not playing him up front, you've got no business buying Dwight McNeil for 18.25 million. What a waste of money that is. But finally spending a bit of money needs to be done. Absolutely desperate for them to spend a bit of money, and they're finally doing it. So maybe they'll kick on. 8th is where the media think they're going to finish. But if they don't finish 8th, they finish bottom half again. Is that going to be enough for Spencer to lose his job? Well, I feel like a stuck record, like I want him to lose his job, but I feel like he's holding them back with his crappy 4-4-2. Oh, God. 33 to 1, 8th, 2031, here we come. Well, here they are, 25 years old. They're still in the Premier League. Where did they finish? 11th. So they're moving up. It was 14th last season, 11th this season. So the signings that they've made were actually positive. Spencer Day spent 36 million of his money. Gerald Mowens from Napoli, bit of a striker and winger combo. Don't really need him to play as a winger. Dwight McNeil, Petar Petrovic, again, like bit of a weird sort of regen. Can play right wing back, striker. Really, he's more of a winger, isn't he? He can't really wing back with 3 tackling. Not really. So you've brought him in to be a winger, haven't you? And you've already got 2 perfect wingers, and you've retrained a defensive midfielder to play there. You dickhead. Martin Kostov, just wingers. Just a winger. Just signing wingers now. What is he, Spencer? And now he just signed Stefan Arnold. He's just a central midfielder. I just feel like my head could explode. Spencer Day, you absolute twat. Breathe. It's fictional. Don't know why this is annoying me so much. Are you guys annoyed as well by the sheer idiocy of the AI in this situation? Let me know in the comments down below, because I don't know whether this is... I don't know what to make of this. I'm fuming, but intrigued and curious at the same time. Not won any other trophies anyway. He's won no other trophies. Where do the media think they're going to finish this season? 8th again. So on we move. 2032. Still in the Premier League, 10th this season. So they're slowly moving on up. Time to break free. Nothing can stop me. Moving on up. Spencer Day, stealing a living. What's he on? What's his wage? £58,000 a week. Look at those attributes. He's a controversial, ambitious. 5 adaptability. You're telling me, Spence? 61. Surely you got to be retiring soon. Although he's having an absolute laugh here. He can't get sacked. He's been there. To be fair, he's been in charge of the club for 21 years. He's been in charge of the club for 12 years before we got there, so he's probably due a bit of a payday. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh on him. He was at his level. He was a Vanarama National League South manager, and I've made him into a Premier League manager. He's out of his depth, and I'm having a go at him. Now who's the prick? Me. Hey dear. How's the squad looking? Yeah, they're starting. Look at this. 150s, 140s. They're really starting to sign some players. Daniel Petrick. There you go. Another winger. Another fucking winger. Oh, dearie me. Goalkeeper. Finally, a position he can bloody use. Oscar Encamilla, a defender. Fantastic. It's all kicking off. James Jennings, winger and striker. Bruno Liet, centre-back, defensive midfielder. More of a centre-back. Brilliant. It's exactly what we need. It's exactly what we need. We've got William Winger, who's now been played as an awkward defender, as an awkward central defender. Not quite sure what's going on there. They've now been playing David at left-back. Wes at left-back. I don't know what's happening. Connor's now gone and played centre-back as well. It's all kicked off. Can we just... Oh, Cameron's depreciated to 199 as well. Gone on there. Oh dear. Anyway, season preview. They think they're going to finish 5th. They should be getting into Europe. So, do we do bigger jumps now? Let's do 3 years to 2035. Otherwise, this video is going to go on forever. So, look, William Winger is down at 196. Are they already depreciating? Why is he depreciating so much already? There's only 4 attribute points, but Michael O'Neill's still there. Top players, William Winger and Wes Winger, but they're not in the squad. So why are they considered the top players? 1 cap they've had. So 10th was last time we were here, and the following season they finished 7th, getting Europa League football. Someone's won the Champions League then. Look at that, Liverpool winning the league on 77 points. That's a low points tally. Then the following season it was Champions League football, finishing 5th. We don't know if that was from finishing 5th or winning the Europa League. Either way, they're getting Champions League football, and then the following season down in 7th, getting Europa League football once again. Spencer Day is still in charge. He's still having an absolute laugh at the expense of Farnborough. He's now on 71k a week. He's got a deal that expires in 2039. He'll be 68. In terms of the senior squad then, they've got plenty of players in the 140s and 150s. They should be doing much better than they are. They're playing the classic 4-4-2, and it's working for them. They're doing all right. In terms of the club, they did not win the Europa League. Oh, they lost to Lille in the final. They got to the final and lost. Can you believe it? I tell you can't believe it. Bloody Spencer Day. 2-1 they lost. William Winger with the goal. Of course it was William Winger with the goal. Absolute goal machine is old William Winger. Although he's not been the top goal scorer since getting into the Premier League. Erling Haaland started to fall away at the age of 34 years old. And he finished in 3rd. Although having said that, he's not actually finished in the top 3. He's not finished top for the last few seasons. Marcus Leonardo at Aston Villa. He's been at Real Madrid. He's been at Liverpool. Never quite kicked on, has he? Did all right at Real Madrid actually. He played quite a lot, and he was sold for 45 million, and Liverpool didn't know what to do with him. He ruined him, you buggers. In terms of the season preview then, they think that the Europa League qualification for Farnborough is enough to get them into the Champions League this season. 5th, 15-1 on to win the league. I don't think they'll win the league, to be perfectly honest, but you never know, do you? In terms of when we're going to be back, I think we're going to come back in 2040. 5 more years from now, second to last stop before we leave, with all the players going. But in 5 years, in 2040, the players will be 34th, so they were starting to depreciate. So if they don't win the league in the first 2 years of this, they're not going to do it. Oh, here we go. Down in the 170s, 180s. Connor's still at 190. They're still in the Premier League. It's 35-36. They did get Champions League football by finishing 6th. Was that from winning the Europa League? We'll come back and revisit that. Newcastle winning the league there on 79 points. Arsenal winning it on 80 points the following season. Farnborough down in 4th, getting Champions League football once again. Champions League football again from 6th. Wait. Chelsea getting Champions League football from 7th. Chelsea were in the Europa League. We were in the Champions League. We may have won the Champions League because Wolves finished 5th and got Europa League football. Imagine if you were Wolves, you'd be so angry, wouldn't you? Because they've not finished that high up ever. So the first time they're ever going to get Champions League football, they get Europa League football because 2 teams below win something. Almost certainly we've won a Champions League. Then in 5th the following season, we can't even get anywhere near the Premier League title. 6th then in 2039-40, the most recent season, finishing in the Europa League places, sadly. But they have got a Europa League in 2036 and a Champions League in 2038. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? Before we go and have a quick look at who they beat in those finals, can I just turn your attention to their current manager of Farnborough? It's Vincent Kompany. Spencer Day retired from management, having won the Champions League. Vincent Kompany's been here for a day. Spencer Day has only just retired. Spencer's called it a day. Finally. Bugger off, Spence. Too late. I was going to say, last time they won some trophies, and up to this jump, they'd not won anything. I was going to say, is defending better than midfielding? Is having good defence better than having a good midfield? Because it feels like the defenders were doing better. I think with this Champions League win, it means that the midfielders have done better. My opinion. My humble opinion. So Vincent Kompany, where's he been then? He's been at Sheffield United, winning the Conference League, so not doing too bad then. He went to Al Nassr, greedy bugger. He's been at Leicester, got sacked. Sacked from Palace, sacked from Burnley. He's out of work for a few years. Go and get a payday. 3 years he was in Saudi Arabia. Well, 2 years and a bit. Just under 2 years. So the Europa League then. The Europa League, Farnborough beating Monaco in 2035-36, and United have come runner-up 2 seasons in a row. And it was Newcastle that Farnborough beat in the final in 2037-38. Well, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed, to be honest. I was really impressive. Still got very good players. Still very, very good indeed. The tactics from Vincent Kompany, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because he's only just come in. I wonder if his philosophy's not changed yet because he plays a 4-3-3 defensive midfield wide. So I'd like to think that all 5 of them are going to get in for bloody once. Shortlist. Still only 1 cap for William and Wes Winger. Northern Ireland. Bo Svensson is in charge, playing the same sodding formation. Can you believe it? Dear me. So anyway, in terms of Farnborough, they've got some decent players. They've got some players in the 160s now. They have won a Champions League, as we've seen and discussed at length. Screeve Zola, not a bad player. So Vinnie Comp, has he got some money to spend? He does. He's got £66 million to spend, and he's got about £500,000 in wages. So he's got a little bit of money to play with. Can he do anything? He's got 5 years until I'm back, and these players leave for £375 million. Can he keep his job for that many years? Hope so. Let's go forward to 2045 and see what's happening. In terms of the players, then they're down in the 130s and 120s. Well, look at this. William and Wes have actually been bloody capped finally by Northern Ireland. Filippo Inzaghi is in charge. There we go. Playing a better bloody formation. Retired from international football in 2044. Barely even got a look in. Sickening. Absolutely sickening. No one's been retrained in different positions. They're 39. They're about to leave. Farnborough still in the Premier League. Let's have a quick look at the division. So yeah, we saw them in 6th in 2039-40, and the following season again getting Europa League football, finishing in 7th. Someone's won the Champions League up here because we've got 6 qualification for the Champions League or Europa League, maybe. Who knows? Well, we will in a minute. Then from 8th, Champions League qualification. That's another Europa League win. So the trophy haul is better for the midfielders. Absolutely. Then down in 11th, we're starting to fall away. Then someone put 50p in Farnborough, finishing 4th. Might be the highest finish so far. Then getting Conference League football in 7th in 44-45, which, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they go on and win that. Steven Gerrard is in charge, another footballing legend. We had Vinnie Comp, who was sacked after a year, just under 2 years. Eddie Howe came in and got sacked. Richard Hare, yes. Richard Hare, yes. Or Harry, yes. Harry's. How do you say that? Richard Hare, yes. I mean, imagine him going bald. 92 days he came as interim manager and won the Europa League. Vinnie Comp was done dirty. dirty. But then that might be the season that he finished really low down in the table. 42. What season did they do really bad? 42, 43. So yeah, 41, 42, when Vinnie Comp got sacked, they Disappointing season preview. Do you think they're going to finish 4th? Although, well, actually, no, yeah. Because none of these players will be playing anymore. Look at that, all down here. 175, 168, 165, 164. They've got some good players in this squad. Mark Simmons over here is an absolutely filthy player. 240k a week, and he is absolutely brilliant. 17 million pounds they paid for him. Absolute steal. Good he is. You know how good someone is when I go that high pitch. That's fantastic. Well, we have simmed on. Of course we have. We've simmed on a little bit just to see how they get on without these players. So yeah, the little outro bit starts now. Let's go. 22 years we've simulated on. We've come 22 years into the future, and in terms of the Premier League, Farnborough are not there. In terms of the Championship, they're the current Championship champions, and they won it a few years ago as well. So Friedrich Kalalala is in charge. What a very satisfying name. So they've not won anything else since we've been gone. They've got -9 million pounds in the budget. They are, in terms of the competitions, the domestic leagues then. So in 2045, 46 the following season. So they finished 5th, then 3rd. The best finish they'd ever had, I believe, was 4th previously. So the best finish they had in 47-48 was 3rd. And then they've just started to fall away. 9th. Then they got a bit of mid-table obscurity, lower mid-table obscurity, till they went down in 2062-63. They came straight back as champions, but then they went straight back, finishing bottom. 5th last season, missing out in the playoffs. But they did go up this season as champions. So they're going to be back in the Premier League, although we're never going to see it because this is the end of the experiment. So there we go. World-class midfielders. Probably did a little bit better than the world-class defenders, but still, meh, a little bit underwhelming. I can't help but think it's Spencer Day's fault. I don't think I slagged him off enough in the defending one. And I think maybe because I didn't, I've slagged him off more in this midfield one. And I feel like it's going to be even worse in the attackers one. But we can't change. We've got to keep it fair. We can't change any of the variables. So yeah, plus I think I've already simulated it. So, you know, we'll roll with it, and I'm sure it'll be fun regardless. I look forward to slagging Spencer off once again. I hope you've had a good time watching this, ladies and gentlemen. I hope it's been fun. Has it been informative? I don't know. You tell me if it's been informative. Anything that I might have missed in the video, let me know down in the comments down below. If you've got any ideas for future experiments a little bit like this, or some tweaks to this sort of format so we can go forward and maybe rerun it in a different sort of capacity, again, please let me know in the comments. I'm all ears because I've had a lot of fun with these. Even though I've spent the entirety of this one moaning about Spencer Day, I think he's been hilarious. I mean, if you wanted to show someone who didn't play Football Manager how stupid the AI is on Football Manager, this video would be up there for one of the perfect examples, wouldn't it? Hilarious. Anyway, the forward one will be coming. Please do let me know any sort of tweaks to this, because I'd love to do this again, but with a different variation. I'm not just going to do it with a different team because it'd be boring. Maybe do perfect players, like perfect attributes. I don't know. I don't know the answer. Do we do 5 players? Do we do 4 players? Like, who knows what the answer is? Not me, but let me know what your suggestion is, because I'd love to do it again, because it's been so much fun. So much fun. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, do like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that lovely stuff. Feed the algorithm by commenting, as I've mentioned. And yeah, take good care of yourselves, gang. I'll see you soon.